Welcome to Indie Quarter After Dark. We're not only talking about all things independent comics, but everything comics. I'm Mikey.
I'm Seamus.
And today, people, we're back at again with another episode of the Indie Quarter After Dark. Kind of a surprise one because I didn't expect this series to come out as quick as it did.
Are we? Is this a fully fledged episode, or is this like a 0.5 episode?
I mean, it'll be a 0.5. Like it'll be like there'll still be some food in there, some meat, but like it's not gonna be as long as it usually is. You know what I mean? But yeah, people, we're back again with another episode-esque. Because if you haven't checked it out already, by the time this drops, our Fantastic Four review has come out. So please, if you haven't already, check out our Fantastic Four review. It was a lot of fun. Really appreciate it. But yeah, we are going to be talking about the next project from the MCU that, again, we thought was supposed to come out a little bit later on, but they bumped it up out of nowhere and it dropped literally as of this recording a few days ago on Friday. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about Eyes of Wakanda, the highly anticipated anthology from Marvel Studios and Proximity Media, which is obviously Ryan Coogler's production company. And it's I think it's like, for me, I didn't really watch any trailers for this. I knew it was happening and I wanted to kind of watch this a little blind. But yeah, it's out, and Seamus and I have watched it, and we're gonna give you our thoughts. But obviously, people, before we even get into any of that stuff, if you're watching this, we appreciate you. If you subscribe to us, we appreciate you. But please, subscribe, subscribe, get those likes up, subscribe to our channel. Again, we love doing this shit for y'all. We love talking this shit on the internet, and so, if you want more of that stuff, subscribe and hit the post notification button so you can get updates when we drop new stuff and get more content like this. But yeah, so without further ado, we'll get right into it. So Seamus, off rip, bro, off rip. So we'll give me your overall thoughts. We're going non-spoilery for the people, then we'll go spoilery in the second half. But what are your thoughts on overall thoughts on Eyes of Wakanda so far watching it?
I thought it was super solid. I thought it was very nice to just get a quick little 4-episode bit of world building for Wakanda, and it was just solid. It just had I liked the difference in time period in each of the episodes. Of course, I liked the Iron Fist appearance. That is without being said. I love that. But yeah, it just felt really cool to see Wakanda throughout the ages and see their different ways that they have been influencing the Earth since long before you thought they would, Yeah. And I think that little bit of world building is just the kind of fun shit that Marvel needs to invest more in. Is these little hey, let's just build out the world a little bit without making it integral to the overarching story we're trying to tell, and just give you some more cool shit like this, because this was very cool.
I mean, I pretty much agree with you. I thought this was solid. I mean, I had a lot of fun watching this. Again, because obviously, people that don't know, lore-wise, I'm a huge Black Panther fan. Love what the MCU has done with Black Panther so far. And I've been waiting for something like this where we get a special or a series where they focus on Wakanda, build the world of Wakanda a little bit more, tell us some history. And because again, I didn't really watch any trailers for this, so I didn't know how they're going to interpret it. Also thought it was going to be long. I thought that they only dropped 4 episodes, and then they were going to drop the other 6 by week, per week. But no, it's only 4 episodes, which is fine. I love the fact that they tell the history and Wakanda through the ages through the perspective of the war dogs, of the sleeper agents. I thought that was a great way to do this anthology, and yeah, I thought this was a lot of fun. Again, really just very fun, creative. Love getting some of that the historical context, because we get some stuff from the 1800s. Some of the stuff from the ancient Greece. Yep. We get even some stuff from the far future, especially with the last episode. So we get a really interesting just just seeing Wakanda through different time periods, cultures, interacting with different cultures. So it was awesome to see, and yeah, we're gonna talk about episode 3 because episode 3 was amazing. I really hope that again, Marvel needs to do more stuff like this. Again, do more like spotlights or presentations that really just like, hey, like, yeah, this is a connected universe, but we want to give y'all a little bit more world building, a little bit more, a little more, world building, more details that makes us feel like a lived-in world. So yeah, I really want Marvel to do more stuff like this because like the other animated project that was in continuity from the MCU was What If, and What If kind of faltered, after season 1 and season 2. So it was really nice to see. It's a nice little anthology, only 4 episodes. A different animation style from What If, which was great to see. Like, it was a breath of fresh air for me. And yeah, man, just seeing more, just seeing more of what Wakanda's all about, and I really loved it. So that's pretty much it, man. I mean, that's pretty much what I have for like overall thoughts. I mean, it's good. You have to watch this if you're a fan of Black Panther. You're a fan of like of the world of Wakanda. This is a must watch. And thank you, Ryan Coogler. You being the GOAT that you are. Doing this pitching this idea as a concept. Because I remember when this was announced like a few years ago, and we thought it was gonna be like a live action joint. We thought this was gonna be like kind of like a stand-in of what would have been like Wakanda Forever, just a Wakanda movie or series, like live action series. But no, just starting off more self-contained, small animated anthology, great. And I really hope we do more. Hope we get like Eyes of Wakanda season 2, because again, Wakanda's been around for a long time, so there's unlimited story potential what you can do with this anthology. So yeah, man. Anything
I think they should do one called Eyes of Kung Lun.
Hey, listen.
And then another one called Eyes of Khonshu.
Eyes of Bro. Again, that Moon Knight anthology that Jed McKay did was dope. Just saying.
This Khonshu was lit, man.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. One thing is like I would love so like after watching the show, what would be an episode we would pitch for like Eyes of Wakanda like season 2? What would you do?
I mean, like, it's always fun to see T'Chaka fight Captain America, like in World War II. That's always fun. We always love that when he's like bitching at Cap, and Cap's like, "Listen, man, you're making great points. I don't really have any argument for this. All I'm gonna say is Hitler's over there. I think we should be fighting it."
I mean, timeline wise, they can't use T'Chaka because T'Chaka would be a child.
Yeah.
So they'd use T'Challa's grandfather.
Yeah.
Azuri. So that'd be really cool. I mean, for me, I
was gonna say though, they made T'Chaka like 90 in like the Civil War. They did make him old as fuck.
But in Black Panther, they casted they did. Son, so he was a lot younger, and that was like in the 90s. So
which was funny because I was like, he aged kind of hard, didn't he?
Man, being a king ages you, bro.
I'd do that. I'd also do. I mean, like, I think I would do like a 1600s Wakandan spy in Japan dealing with the hand. I think that'd be cool. I would also do one that is a Wakandan spy that accidentally has to deal with like vampires or something. A little blade in there.
Again, they could use this show to introduce other projects and like make things make sense within the MCU that we haven't seen before. So like which they do in episode 3. So, but for me, I'm surprised they didn't do this in this series. But I would love. Tell me the story origin of the first Black Panther. Give me an episode on Bashenga. I would love that.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, because they mentioned they teased Bashenga. They mentioned Bashenga by name in one of the episodes. They teased in the intro to Black Panther, in the first Black Panther. They show up. They tease in the introduction to Wakanda. Like, they had the history that of the first Black Panther and how the tribes were formed and how Vibranium was discovered. So I would love to see like Wakanda, like day one, like Bashenga finding the meteor Vibranium, and the war happening, the conflict, him forming Wakanda, being the first Black Panther. That would be dope. I would love to see that. In if they ever want to continue doing like an Eyes of Wakanda, season 2, I would love that shit.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man. So I think we're safe to say we're good on overall thoughts. Let's get into the nitty gritty. So for people that haven't seen the show, obviously, listen, get on that. Get out, watch the show. Get boot up at Disney Plus. Watch. It's only 4 episodes, 30 minutes long. You'll get through it in like a day, and then come back in. So yeah, I'll give you your spoiler warning in 3, 2, 1. All right. So spoiler territory, people. So listen, so we're gonna just break down episode by episode, and give more on our thoughts there. So so episode 1, which is titled Into the Lion's Den. I like this episode a lot. It was really cool to just see the character of Nani, who's played by, which I didn't expect this, played by Winnie Harlow, the famous model, fine ass model. I'm in love with her. I love Winnie Harlow. Making, I guess, her voice acting debut, because I don't think she's acted anything prior to this. So she plays the character of Nani, who pretty much becomes like the first war dog, and it kind of has an overlapping. Her character kind of like overlaps the other like 2 episodes. Her going on her first mission to recover an artifact by a rogue Wakandan who is known as the Lion, who's played by Cress Williams, who was obviously Black Lightning on the CW. Shout out to Cress Williams.
Yeah.
I thought this was really cool. Just seeing, Nani kind of coming to her own, as as a war dog, establishing, what the tenets of the war dogs will become. I thought that was really great. I thought like, the Lion villain was really interesting, having a rogue Wakandan. He was pretty much Killmonger pre-Killmonger. Know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I really liked, is they were like, it was very interesting because instead of Killmonger trying to open up Wakanda to the world, the Lion was like, no, what if I just made my own Wakanda that was open to the world? Because you guys are never going to understand, and even if I open it up, you guys are never going to be down with it. So I have to found like a nation that is based off the idea that we're open with the world. But that thing was interesting, and I think that this was a very good introductory episode that kind of just like dropped you in and let you kind of understand, like what the war dogs are for people who don't know,
And it was cool to just see, obviously Wakanda is an isolationist nation. So to see Noni experience like kind of the evils and the harshness of the outside world when the Lion is really taking, is kidnapping people, enslaving them for his own ends, and in the guise of freeing them. I thought that was really interesting thing to think about it, because I think because it takes place in like I forget which time period, but it was like in Greece, like in Cyprus, something like that, some like Mediterranean country. But yeah, it was really cool, and the fact that like Nani was a Dora Milaje, but then abandoned her post because she realized that she wanted more than just being attached to protecting the throne of the king. She was like, she wanted to experience the outside world outside of Wakanda, kind of like Nakia in the first Black Panther, the same kind of similar arc.
Yeah,
I really liked that a lot about her character, and yeah, I thought it was a really good introductory episode, man. I thought it was dope, and then her embracing the role as a war dog and establishing what the war dogs should be like, being like the principle of what the war dog should be. I thought that was great. And yeah, again, the animation in this is so good. I thought the action was great. I thought the choreography I thought was really cool. Yeah, that's what it was, a breath of fresh air from that cel-shaded style of What If. This felt I love the animation, and the aesthetic of the show, and the art direction of the show. So this was awesome. So anything else before you want to say before we move on to episode 2?
No, I like this episode. It was solid.
Yeah, it was solid,
not my favorite, but it was solid.
Yeah, not my favorite, but it was solid. And Winnie Harlow, I want to see you do more. Like I want to see her do more stuff, like do more voice acting.
Yeah.
Because again, she pulled off. I think she's Jamaican. Like her family's from Jamaica, but she pulled off that African accent perfectly. I love you. So I just want to get that across. But yeah. So I want to see her do more stuff. All right. So episode 2, titled Legend and Lies. I love this episode a lot because again, I'm a huge Greek mythology nut. Love Greek mythology. So
Yeah.
it's pretty much like the story of the Trojan War and how a Wakandan gets involved in the Greek army and becomes friends with the legendary Achilles. And I kind of like the fact,
LeBron becoming friends with Achilles, like
yeah, it was
it's kind of sick.
it was sick, dude. And the thing is, I like how. Because again, like the moment we saw Odysseus and then like Achilles, I was like, okay, so are we gonna do a thing where like is this actually Achilles who is like indestructible and like has the Achilles heel as a weakness, like the whole like the fantasy of the myth exists in this, or are they just gonna be like, oh no, Achilles was actual historical figure that just existed and was just a really good warrior. He wasn't invincible. It was just like his skills and his accolades as a warrior was what created the myth. So I like how they went that approach where it was like, yeah, he was just a really accomplished soldier for the Greek army. But yeah, they go through the whole legend, the Trojan Horse, the Battle of Troy, all that stuff. But again, this Wakandan, and it's like the war dogs are going after artifacts. That's like the whole thing with the show, that the war dogs are going after.
Where's Hercules?
What happened?
Where was Hercules?
That is true. That is true.
Where was Russell Crowe Zeus?
Where was Russell Crowe Zeus? Know what I mean? But yeah, I did like the fact that war dogs are going after stolen Wakandan artifacts that have been lost. So this Wakandan gets involved in the Trojan War, and I did like the fact that the Vibranium artifact was in the necklace that was worn by Helen of Troy. Love that a lot. But what's really cool is they went on. They pretty much explored kind of one of the aspects of the war dogs where they're undercover, they're there to serve a mission to Wakanda first and foremost, but they do develop friendships, they do develop relationships that they unfortunately have to inevitably portray for their duty to the throne. So I really did like Memnon, who was the main character here. We really get to see his friendship with Achilles, with the Greek with the Greek military. It was that the unfortunate aspect of being a war dog is building those relationships, but inevitably you have to betray them for the sake of Wakanda, for the sake of the mission. And
I like how they kind of portrayed Wakandans as kind of dicks sometimes. Like their duty to remaining isolationists cuts them off from any kind of meaningful interaction with anyone outside of Wakanda. And I like how Ryan Coogler was not afraid of portraying them kind of as maybe it is kind of reductive and dumb, but it's also kept them alive this whole time. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I like that kind of gray area that Wakanda exists in, because I do feel like so many people, I see it in a very black and white sense. And it really is always more of a gray area where Wakanda does have reasons to be isolationist, but also that isolationism does end up hurting themselves and the world at large on occasion. So because a lot of people like to just drop it and be like, Killmonger was right, guys. And you're like, no, he fucking wasn't.
No, he was not.
Fuck him. He was not fucking right, dude. He was a bit, but I just like how Ryan Coogler, and the writers of the show really sought to portray Wakanda as just it might suck, but also it might be good. We don't know.
Yeah, it's a big gray area, and I really did like that a lot. But yeah, man, this episode was really good. That was a bit that I took away from it. It was they have to. They unfortunately, being undercover, they have to build relationships in order to blend in and to through the mission. But but again, they're gonna have to betray them. And I like how at the end when Memnon gets back to Wakanda and we see Nani, older Nani as the director of the war dogs, the leader of the war dogs, how he was I wasted 9 years of my life for this mission, and now that I completed it, I just want to go back to the life that I made for myself for all those 9 years, and so I really felt that. I like that is an unfortunate aspect of being a war dog that I love that Coogler portrayed in this. So I really like that. How did you feel about them merging, utilizing the myth of the Trojan War and of Achilles in this as well? What do you? they did like that. I love how the fight with Memnon and Achilles was again like a nod to the Greek myth of how Achilles died while getting his Achilles heel.
Yeah.
Slit. I thought that was really cool way they integrated like the actual myth, like the Trojan horse. What do you think of like that, that mythological blend to the world of?
Like I'm just as much of a sucker as you are for it.
Yeah.
Like I love it when they're like, no, Memnon, Memnon from Greek myth was actually a Wakandan. It's like, that shit's fun. I love that shit.
It was awesome. I thought it was really good. But yeah, man, overall, episode 2, I think episode 2 is my favorite episode. Like, it might be my favorite episode. Maybe 3. Like, it's neck and neck. Because I did.
3 is my favorite.
3, yeah, no, it might. Yeah, I can't lie to myself. It's 3, but this is definitely second. I love again that perspective they went with this, and again, Marvel, do more creative shit like this, please. Like it was a lot of fun. So yeah, I guess we'll move on to the creme de la creme, man. The creme de la fucking creme of this episode. This was. I was so happy I didn't watch any trailers for this because I was so shocked. Because when I saw the poster on Disney Plus that booted up, I was like, "There's no way this is real. Like, there's no way." But episode 3, titled "Lost and Found," where we see a Wakandan. Again, I wish I wrote down what the dates of what time period this was in.
This was like 1600s, I think.
1600s.
I want to say, yeah.
But this is when in the 1600s in like the Himalayas in China in the Himalayas, where we get to see a Wakandan named Basha, who was in a monastery, finds who was there to find an artifact that a piece of vibranium that was embedded in a dragon statue, which is like the key like kind of like worshipped artifact in this temple. He steals it, goes back to Wakanda, but then realizes he has a stowaway with him. And this stowaway, as you can see here, which again is mind-blowing, is an Iron Fist.
Mm-hmm.
Like full-on Iron Fist. Like no like, oh, he's wearing the mask, Easter egg. No. Iron Fist does Kung Fu, has the Iron Fist glowing and shit. Like literally, I was so shocked. As an Iron Fist fan, I was so shocked that Marvel Studios is acknowledging that Iron Fist exists in this world. Because people that don't, because like, I was telling Seamus off camera before we started this, I really thought that like the way they did Shang-Chi, the way they kind of did Shang-Chi, that mystical city in Shang-Chi, like I thought they were gonna literally have that city be a 7 capital city of heaven, and that Iron Fist is gonna be the stand-in for. No, Shang-Chi was gonna be the stand-in for Iron Fist in the MCU. But no, this is full on. Iron Fist exists in this world, and makes me even more happy because there were rumors that, because obviously in Daredevil season 2, that Kristen Ritter we know is coming back as Jessica Jones, but there was rumors or like slight confirmations, subtle confirmations that like Mike Coulter and Finn Jones are going to also join her as well to reprise their roles in Iron Fist and Luke Cage. But seeing this, the fact that they acknowledge that Iron Fist exists in the MCU kind of confirms that, we're going to see Danny Rand come back in the MCU at some point. So, but yeah, this was amazing. I loved, and this was the interactions with Jorin, who's the Iron Fist in this episode, interacting with the Wakandans, with Basha, because they've developed a relationship as well. Again, so securing that, mentioning that theme of unfortunately, war dogs will develop relationships while they're undercover, and I love this a lot. So Seamus, offer it, bro. What are your thoughts of this episode, bro?
This was unironically like one of my favorite episodes of Marvel TV, just because it was short, it was to the point, it was clear, it was concise, and it was fucking fun. It was so fun just to watch them fucking fight. And it's like, we get to see a cool Iron Fist. We get to see a cool fucking Wakandan fighting an Iron Fist on like a fucking, and like the whole train shit and all that. And you're just like, holy shit, this is so fun.
Man. It was, and again, it was, and the thing is like they weren't holding back with like how Iron Fists are in the comics, because then like Iron Fists are the best fighters in the Marvel universe. Period. So seeing how Ebo lure Jorin into the War Dog cafeteria expecting her to be beaten, but she takes them all out. Like that was like that's how Iron Fist is supposed to be. So yeah, like and then seeing that final showdown where like that mystery of like Bosch be like, who are you? And she's like, I'm the keeper of the mountains. I am blessed by Shao Lao, the Undying. I am the Iron Fist, and she like showcases how powerful Iron Fists are in this world. I thought because again, Iron Fists are a threat. Like they are powerful. They are powerful beings in the Marvel universe. So I love how they establish that in this show. And yeah, man, it was great. It was short and sweet. And again, I'm really hoping to see what they do with the Iron Fist going forward. I really do hope they're gonna bring Danny Rand in. Either bring Danny Rand back, man. Again, I've been a long advocate of being like, listen,
need my white boy, damn it.
We need our white boy Danny Rand in this universe, because like I've been an advocate of saying it wasn't Finn Jones' fault. It was production's fault. I honestly thought he could. Ever since I saw episode 10 of Luke Cage, of season 2 of Luke Cage, I knew Finn Jones could play a great Iron Fist when given the right material to work with. So like I listen, man, we need our boy, and I want to see in the future him and Shang-Chi interact. I want to see that interaction because that interaction is iconic in the comics. So yeah, man. But yeah, it was good stuff. It was good stuff. Also, yeah, I love the fact that Basha was the first person to allegedly bring a curse to Wakanda, because that's never happened before. An intruder a stowaway coming into Wakanda. So I like how they introduced. I thought that was a funny thing to add there too. But yeah, man. Do anything you want to say before we move on to the last episode?
Fucking love Iron Fist.
Fucking love Iron Fist, man. It was good stuff, man. I can't wait to see I can't wait to see more. Can't wait to see more of this. All right. So the last episode, which I thought also was a good episode as well. Episode 4, The Last Panther. This was really cool. This was kind of a pseudo what if in a way, where it took place in the 1896 during the Ethiopian colonization of the Italian colonization of Ethiopia, and acknowledging that war again. Ryan Coogler doing his homework and and doing his homework in terms of history, and acknowledge, hey, listen. Europeans, y'all fucked up, colonizing and shit. Not cool. Yeah, the fact that we had that as a backdrop, focusing on an ancestor of T'Challa, Prince Tafari, and his war dog mentor, Kudo, getting involved into in the Italian colonization and war on Ethiopia. Them going to find an artifact. That artifact was a familiar axe that we saw in the first Black Panther, and which I thought was a really cool way to start the episode off. But then they get interrupted by a Black Panther from 500 years in the future coming back to retrieve that artifact, because it's pretty much a canon event, Seamus, not right? And this Black Panther reveals that axe needs to it should not be taken, needs to be put back in its proper place, because that axe is the linchpin of what turns Wakanda from an isolated nation into getting integrated into the outside world, which we saw in the first at the end of the first Black Panther and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And in her future, the Earth gets invaded. She comes from a future where Wakanda was stayed isolationist, where that never happened, and it became its downfall, where an alien invasion comes in, and because Wakanda was never involved and stayed to itself, it destroyed most of humanity and led Wakanda to fight the threat on its own, which ultimately becomes the fall of Wakanda. So I love how she had to go back, make sure that artifact was put back in its proper place, because if Killmonger doesn't find it and doesn't lead Wakanda to become isolationist, it ends the world. So I loved that stuff. That was very creative on that being a sort of like that. Killmonger taking that axe from the museum has to happen, or else it will just end the world, because Wakanda being isolationist will become its downfall, not just on the country but on humanity.
It's very, very fun. This is the type of what if shit that's interesting and fun.
Exactly. Right?
It's the type of shit that makes me like. These are the type of what if stories you should be telling. Not like what if zombies, and you're like, dude, that's already a thing. Like, no, what if this one thing changed and it led to this thing happening, which is exactly what if always was. And here it's like, hey, what if that one axe changed and now we have a Black Panther from 500 years in the future time traveling to make sure an event doesn't happen. It's like so cool.
Yeah, it was dope, and also like I love the design of her costume. Like, you know, I thought it was awesome. Like a very like cyberpunk like future version of Black Panther. Like, I thought that was awesome. Also the fact that the last Black Panther is a woman. Yes, love that shit. But yeah, it was dope. And also like the Dora Milaje, like in her future, I love how they wear masks. Like they wear like African tribal masks. I love that. That like I don't know. That's a cool thing that they should add in the future. You know, and every time we like for the Dora Milaje, you know, even though I love their look, but like them having masks, I thought was really cool. But yeah, it was kind of cool to see like, you know, like when especially like when she gets going back into the future and has to like, you know, protect the portal from like the Horde not going back to like, you know, the 1800s and making things worse. And I love the fact that like it doesn't matter, like, you know, because if she went back, it would kill her because the heart-shaped herb is the reason why she survived the time jump. But her being like, oh, like them asking, oh, did you do it? Like, nah, it's up to the ancestors now, and it was up to Tafari's choice. You know, him standing up to make, because again, he wants to be a part of. He wants to, because he's only the third prince. He's only the third in line for the throne. So like, he wants to make a claim in history like his older brother's going to do as a Black Panther. So the fact that he inevitably did, you know, play not only in history but like the world, the future. I thought that was a really great way to be like, you know, embracing not just the past but the future itself. I thought that was great, you know. And we don't see the aspect of his choice. We don't see what the new future looks like. You know, it's pretty much left to interpretation, or maybe into a season 2. But I really did like that storytelling they did, like, you know, the importance of making your mark on history as a Wakandan. And also, plus he knows what Wakanda is going to be like in the future, as, you know, as a separation of going from isolationism to now being a part of the world. So like I like how, like, you know, he goes through what T'Challa goes through in a way, like a few hundred years earlier. So it's like 200 years earlier. So I really like that a lot. Well, man, it was a great episode. I really dug it. Any more thoughts on Seamus? Have anything you want to say that on episode 4? Or?
No, yeah, I just love the idea for it. I love the execution of it. I think it was a really fun episode. It ended up being my third just because they threw in Iron Fist and Greek mythology in the other one, and I'm like, that always gets me. But this was very solid. This was very, very good.
For sure. And before we like move on to the final thoughts and final verdict, I also want to say as well, one thing it was dope to see how advanced Wakanda was throughout these various time periods. Like they were like, you know, while you know, like in terms of like their technology, like how advanced Wakanda actually, how ahead of the curve Wakanda is each time period. I thought was very cool to see, like the technology, you know, especially like the dangers of like what happens if Wakanda technology is revealed to the outside world. Like just imagine like what would have happened if Memnon or Tafari or Nani failed and like Wakanda technology was introduced way ahead of when it was supposed to be revealed, like how dangerous that could be. I loved how that was kind of an overarching like danger throughout the course of the 4 episodes. So I wanted to point that out real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. All right, so I think that's pretty much it. So we'll close out, Seamus. What are your thoughts on Eyes of Give me your final thoughts and your final verdict on Eyes of Wakanda. What would you give it out of 10?
Out of 10, I'd probably give it a 7. I'd probably give it a 7. It was solid. It was quick. It was to the point. It was fun. I had a good time. All it needed to be.
Exactly. I will give it a 7, maybe 7.5, because that Iron Fist gives it a 7.5.
Yeah.
It was short, sweet, to the point. Again, I wish I thought it was gonna be like 10 episops. I didn't expect it to just be 4, but you know,
I'm kind of glad it was 4. I'm kind of glad it was quick.
It definitely makes me want more though. I want them to continue to drop another 4, like next year or like the year after. I want more to do more creative stuff like this. Like, this is what we need, like little refreshers in between, you know, movies and television shows. This is such a great idea. And again, like we said, like in our Fantastic Four review, I want to do more spotlights, more stuff like this. Like you know,
Yeah.
you don't have to shove us with a bunch of shows and movies all the time. Like you can give us like little mini series or anthology, little mini anthologies or little spotlights. You know, flesh out this connected world. Like that's such a great idea. And when this universe resets in after Secret Wars, like they can still do this. Like you know, they can still do more stuff. They can still like continue as Wakanda. Again, there's so much story potential they could do from this anthology alone. So I really do like it a lot. So yeah, this is definitely like a 7.5. This gets the Indie Corner seal of approval. Like you should check this out. If you love Black Panther, you love what Ryan Coogler's been doing with the MCU so far. Like check this out for sure. But yeah, so I guess we'll close it out real quick. So thanks to people that are watching this. No, sorry, that will watch this because it's a recording. We appreciate it. Please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you drop more content. Please check out at the time of record. Yeah, at the time this is recording, our Fantastic Four review will be out. So please check out our Fantastic Four review. Check out our Superman review. Check out our Ironheart review. Check out the interview with Greg Anderson and Elise on the first book Hammer. Yeah, check out the Indie Corner After Dark. Check out Deadly Clash, Transformers, the interviews, the highlights, all that stuff. We put a lot of hard work and effort in what we do, so they can need support and the likes and the comments that y'all bring out. We appreciate it. If you've watched Eyes of Wakanda, let us know in the comments what you think of it. We really want to hear your thoughts on it down below. And also just a quick reminder again, we are going to be doing our next series on the Indie Corner that we're doing post Deadly Class. Again, Die has been postponed for now. We're going to do that at some point in the future, but as of right now, the next book that we're going to be doing on the Indie Corner is none other than Why the Last Man by Brian K. Vaughan and Pia Guerra. Really excited because one of my favorite books. Love the TV show as well that they did for a season, and me and Seamus have been wanting to do this book for a while, so we're very happy to be dropping. Man. Yeah, we're excited. We're gonna be happy. We're gonna be definitely happy and excited to be doing Why the Last Man on the channel. So stay on the lookout for that. It's gonna come out within the next week or two. So be on the lookout for that. And as always, people, get home safe. We love y'all, appreciate y'all, and be on the lookout for more content. Wakanda forever, as always. Seamus, don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm like Ross. I'm like Ross in the movies.
We'll catch you on the next one. All right. Peace.